he always can tell you is the referee on ice, true or false. He
Yeah.
knows that.
He does.
Immediate judge, you know.
Yeah.
So he says the referee are volunteers. They pay, that's true, they pay. But most of them, the payment is
It's not much.
just, they made a mistake all the time.
Oh,
And
sure.
their punishments and mistakes way, way beyond the training or whatever they give them. Eh? But there is the level when referee says, you know what, we're not going to do our job. It's too much, we give too much pressure now. So just call on us final, and we stand with it, and we get whatever errors. We know that, but we're doing our best.
Well, and my wish is that they would say with something like that, you know what? We'll take that video of that game and we'll use it as a learning tool. We'll do better next time. You know,
That's true. The point is different though. If you're doing that way, you want to have consistency. Error on both sides, not just the one side. Error on both sides should be like we get that.
oh sure.
But if you don't have that consistency,
It is, I agree.
none of the videos will help you. None.
Yeah. Yep. They can't play with that. They'll be exhausted.
It's going to be something.
Oh, that's
I
not
don't know.
fun.
It's not fun at all. For both sides, right?
Oh, yeah.
You will barely have a one line. When
Barely.
One sub. There is one sub forward, one sub forward defense.
Well, there's one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there is one more. I think they come with you.
Hey there.
I really feel like I'm to get hit by a pop here. Pretty much.
we
Doesn't it
have-
feel really close?
Yes, we probably can.
Oh my god. Yeah, fine. If I get joined by Mike or somebody else, we might want to get out that time for now.
Something is going on.
I don't know. How are they going to do that?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, there's one more. 9. So they have 9 skaters. That's still not very many. I've done that in my women's league and it's so fun.
So, oh,
Ooh. Goodness.
I wasn't able to find, I used your login and all that, and I wasn't able to find it.
Maybe your login and password might be you don't have like permission for it. It might be a reason.
Say your prayers now. Player 3, and then Ben's pound 730 as my login. That's what you know.
Yeah, but I'm not quite sure everybody has permission to report the video. You might see the taskbar.
I saw the
but I'm
ones
not
from
trusting.
I saw the ones from Brookings old. It was like really old, but you couldn't get into anything
I will
new.
check. So,
Okay.
Player 3, right?
Alright, hopefully you don't get shocked by that.
Good afternoon. It's Sunday, February 28th. We're here at the Richfield Arena where the Hornets are using Richfield as home ice today against the Rogers guys. So Hornets have the puck down in the Rogers end. Boss fighting for it there in the corner. Battling for it there against the Rogers player. He skates out with it, but that's stolen away by Swaim. Knocked back into the corner. And Boss battling for it there. And now Swaim comes out with it. Tries to knock it to the corner. Boss comes skating out with it behind the net. Puts it in front. And finds it with Willie in front there. Knocks it into the net. Nice pass out front from James Boss there to kick it off. This Rogers team is only got 9 skaters today, and I think we are going to see a little bit of an off-balance game here today. It just does not look like they are junior gold A material, to be honest. So Thomas Knapp carrying it in here for the Hornets. Brings it out to Mason in front, and one shot right in. Assist by Thomas Knapp. Mason finds the upper corner on that. Hornets leading 2-0. It's 14:02 here in the first period. Comes back to Saprell on the D, puts it up. Pupkov carried it through center, and now Mason carries it into the corner. Mason finds Hatch farther back deep, and that hits a Rogers player and comes to the other side. Rogers fighting for it there, but not out. Comes down to the corner where Mason brings it out, circles with it to Pupkov. His shot just wide, and tried to knock it out here by Rogers, but they don't get it out, and now Hatch has a shot. And that's stopped and covered by the Rogers goalie there for a face-off. 13:23 to go. 2-1 here in the first period. Saprell, Pupkov, Mason, and Hatch with Martin and Saprell at D. Mason circling with that, brings it down to the corner. Pupkov trying to bounce, tip it away, and Rogers carrying it along the boards. No one over there for him. Now he brings it out to the other side, and they bang it up off of the boards, high off the glass, and that'll be an icing call. I'll bring it back. So Benz, Peterson, and Reiners out there now, and still with Saprell and Martin. Face off back to Peterson, and then gives it to Saprell. Peterson skates it over to Martin. His shot off the goalie and up high into the glass. Now carried up along the boards and out of the zone. Martin knocks it back in. Hornets check up. Go back in the ice. Checking Benz there, and now Peterson. This comes out of the zone. And Saprell finds Ben's skate and comes back through center. Now Reiners takes that, but taken away at center by Rogers and down into the zone. And he finds he's trying to pass it back to a man, but too far for him. And now Ben's chasing for it down into the Rogers zone. And he tries to find Reiners, but he was tied up there. Now a Peterson shot, and Peterson breaks a stick, so he's leaving the ice. Post has the puck, his shot right on. This comes to the side, and now Rogers knocks it out and through center. Reiners back to get that. He turns with it. He's got Boss with him and Steckman, and Swaim joins him as well. Hornets in the middle of a line change. He carries it right through and over the goalie's shoulder and in the net. Nice shot there with Gage, and took it all the way. Three to nothing Hornets. 11:32 here. Steckman brings it along the boards. That misses Willie and through center. Now the Rogers carries it in. Their shot right on. Aiden Benton steers that wide, trying to carry it out, but Rogers holds that in. Now they get it to a man getting through the circle and turning with it there. And now he's got it to the corner, but that's taken away by Boss. Boss powering it out, trying to get it out of the zone, but held in. And now the Hornets find a loose puck and bring it out through center. Taken away at the blue line there, and now the Hornets get it back. Willie knocks that in deep. Swaim the first one to it, and he avoids a check and turns behind the net. Gets that to Willie, and that goes up along the post and is frozen there by the skate of the goalie, and we'll have a face-off out here to his left. Mason, Hatch, and Pupkoff there with Post and Steckman. Brings it back to Pupkoff on the face-off, over to Steckman. One-timer goes high and right of the net. And Rogers now turning with it, but doesn't get it out. Mason picks that away, gets it to Hatch in the corner. Mason now carrying it behind the net, back to Hatch, and back to Mason. Pupkov's now trying to get the pass out front, and Steckman does a nice job holding the line there. Mason turning with it in the corner. He's got a couple Rogers skaters bothering him. He's with Pupkov, now gets it to Hatch, but off his stick and through the. Now Rogers carrying it out of the zone, and they bring it across the blue line and put one in on Bennett. He just gloves that and holds on. So what is this? They have the lines and dots for curling out here on this ice. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, Brian Post carries off the face-off, gets it past center into Hatch. Hatch brings it across the line. He takes the shot. It caught a little bit of Post on the way by the net and comes out of the zone. Rogers carrying that in, but poked away by Post, and now he passes it up to Mason. Mason now bothered there coming out of the zone, and now Pupkov getting it through center. He's got Mason with him. He makes a couple moves and gets it into the center. His shot off the side of the net. And Rogers now kicking it behind the net and getting his stick back. Now he tries to get it up out of the zone, but that shot is on and held by the goalie. We'll have a face-off in the Rogers zone. Face-off by Benz comes back to Colby on D. That's shot in over the net and in, just missing the net. Now it's out in front. Rogers picks up a loose puck, carries it out through center. That's poked in and carried away, and now it's stolen by Peterson in the zone. He'll turn with it behind the net give it to Knapp, and Knapp brings it up to Reiners. Reiners is bends and Peterson with him, brings it over to Peterson. And there's Peterson's pass into Reiners' skates, but taken back at the blue line and now shot back into the zone. Rogers has it behind their net there, stolen by Benz behind the net, and he brings it behind to Knapp at the point. Now he's holding it in the corner, back to Knapp again. He'll take a shot. Oh, tipped. And now there's a scrum, and now it's a goal. It's a goal. It was just hammering away at a loose puck and right in the crease there, and finally ended up in the net. I have no idea who knocked it in. Peterson and Reiners were both there. I think Ben skated in there too. It doesn't matter really at this point. 7:49 to go here in the first. Face-off goes back to the Rogers D. Up into center, but taken by Peterson. And we have an offsides. Face-off just outside the zone here. Rogers zone. And that's knocked up through center and into the Hornets zone off the face-off, where Knapp is back to get it along the boards. Check there, but up to Reiners. Reiners bangs it across to Benz. He accelerates through center. Gets it in on the goalie. Gets a shot off of his pad and just missed the rebound there by Peterson. He holds it in on the line, and now Peterson has it, takes a shot over the glove hand side of the net, and Colby controls it at the point. Across to Knapp. Knapp shoots it in to Peterson down low. Peterson back behind the net to Benz. And Benz circling with it there and looking for play, passes it back to Reiners behind the net. Reiners turns there and finds Colby back at the point. Colby crossed to Knapp, one-timer on the net, and rebound goes to the corner, and Rogers ices that puck, and we'll have him bring it back and have a face-off. So Boss with Swaim and Willie, Saprell and Martin. Boss brings the face-off back to Martin, over to Saprell. That shot is tipped by Swaim, goes behind the net. Now back out to Saprell. Down in the corner to Swaim. He cycles it down to Boss. Boss now turning behind the net with it, puts it out, tries to get it out front to Willie. Blocked by the goalie there. Willie now controls it behind the net and cycles it back to Boss on the other side. And Boss now pushing through some checkers, turning with it, and finding Willie. Willie's shot high of the net into the corner, where Swaim bumps with a Rogers player there. Boss gets that to Willie, quick shot just wide, and now Boss tries to pass it out. This hits a Rogers player, and Swaim keeps that in just momentarily. Now comes out of the zone. Hornets will knock it back in, check out of the zone, and get right back in where Willie gets to it here first. Saprell has it now and skating through center. He'll just knock it into the corner as he's bothered up high there. And that is played down the ice by the Rogers team. Bennett out of the net to get that. He plays it up to Swaim. And Swaim gets it to Mason, who's coming in off the bench. Mason moves in and stopped by the goalie. Rebound comes to Hatch, and shot and save and held by the goalie there, which as Drew Hatch was coming on. So now we got Hatch, Pupkoff, and Mason's line again with Saprell and Martin. Face off to the goalie's right. Mason knocks it to the corner. Carried up by the Rogers player, but not out. And now back in behind the net. Turning with it there with the Rogers skater. And he brings it out to his man, hits his man in center. He skates it through center ice. Now across the Hornets blue line and deep in the zone. He's bothered there by Mason and Martin, and trying to get it out in front of the net. Mason comes out with it. He's got Hatch with him, hits him on the left side. Hatch uses his speed, comes right through the crease, And nice stop by the goalie there. And shot in by Saprell, and it's gloved and held. So goalie's seeing a lot of shots out there. 4-0 Hornets here. It's 4:36 left in the first period. Face off Mason, brings it back to Saprell. Over to Martin, his shot on and held. Have a face off on the other side. No, they're going to bring it back to the right. Face off, Mason kicks it back to Pupkoff, who turns back with it. Knocked off the puck there and carried out by Rogers. Their pass is intercepted, and Mason gets it at center ice. He's got Hatch coming with him. He finds Hatch, and he just moves it through the crease and through the 5-hole, kept it on the ice the whole way. Another goal for Drew Hatch here today, and I think that's his second. And that was a nice play. So Peterson, Reiners, and Benz out there now as the Rogers team takes it through center ice and into the Hornets' end. And Post back there battling for it. It comes up to Reiners, who skates it and brings it across ice to Benz. He skates it through center into the zone and down into the corner. Tries to get it out to Peterson, breaking, but that's stolen and now behind the net by Rogers. And they carry it out of the zone. Puck is picked up at center by Post and now carried in by Reiners, but Peterson was caught off sides. We'll have a face-off just outside the zone. Peterson using his backup stick now. I'm not sure that's his regulation length stick. It looks a little short for him. And Reiners carries, Peterson carries that in, gloves and held. Doesn't it look a little short for him?
It does. Bend your knees.
He's on his he's on his backup, so you don't know. At $300 a piece, you're not always going to have an equal backup. So glove and puck just carried down and stopped at the blue line by the Hornets there with a poke check, and got a man caught offside, so have a face-off outside the Hornet zone. It's taken by Steckman, and he carries it up along the boards and down deep into the Rogers zone. Now behind the net, and Hank gets it to Post, whose shot hits traffic and goes to the corner. And Rogers turning with it, poked off the puck there, and now back to Steckman at the point. And Steckman turns back with it and finds Post, who has a clean shot, puts it right in and held by the Rogers goalie, and we'll have a face-off inside the zone. Nifty move by Hank there along the boards to get himself some space. And face-off Benz comes back to Peterson over to Post. His shot goes high. It went off the blocker side. It might not have been high of the net. Anyway, down in the corner now and turning with it, Benz and Rogers player. And Benz now skates it to the other corner and cycles it back to Peterson. Peterson turns behind the net with it, and his pass hits the net. Now Reiners takes it off of and Post now has it, bringing it up into the corner. Post carries it behind the net and circling back. He finds Steckman at D. Steckman makes a move to get some space, brings it up through the circle. His pass through the zone just picked off at the last minute. He was trying to find Benz on the far side. Really good effort there. Benz has it in the corner. He brings it back to Steckman. His shot just didn't quite get all of it, and it comes off some traffic to the corner. And now the Hornets, as they knock it out of the zone, Hornets control at center, and Benz lifts that in where, Steckman gets it to Reiners and just missed on the far side there. And nice play by Steckman to glove and hold that in, and he finds Swaim as the Hornets are on a line change. Swaim's shot is stopped and held by the Rogers goalie. 5-0 Hornets here in the first. It's 1:34 remaining. And Swaim Boss and Willie are out there with Knapp and Colby. Face-off Boss comes down into the corner, battles against the Rogers player there, goes behind the net, and now they skate it out, up, but tipped away, and now turned at center is Swaim. He bangs it up to Boss, who knocks it deep in the zone. Rogers gets to it first there, but Swaim bothering, and now it comes back to Colby. His pass across to Knapp, and Knapp knocks it to the corner. Just misses Boss stick there, and now comes to the other corner where they try to get it out, but Swaim's forecheck holds it in, and now Boss is battling for it in the far corner. Willie comes down and takes that out and brings it back to Colby. Colby across to Knapp. Knapp shot hits traffic and comes to the boards where the Rogers player plays it through center. Swaim back to get that. He passes it up to Willie, back to Swaim, and now carries it in. Swaim pulls it back, and his shot hits off the goalie, and now out to Knapp at the point. Knocks it down deep. Mason now is in there forechecking, and it comes back to Knapp. And Knapp tries to get some space, but Rogers player knocks it out of the zone. And now Rogers player just got behind him and get a holding penalty on Thomas Knapp, so we'll be shorthanded here. And face off center ice, and Rogers carries it a little bit forward to center. Mason finds that, shoots it all the way down in the zone, and Hatch will get to it first. And that's the end of the period. End of the first, 1:51 left on the penalty to Knapp, and 5-0 Hornets. I should be asking someone to keep shots for me, but it's a pretty high note, probably 20 shots, and the Hornets favor in that neighborhood, and less than a handful probably on the other end. So, if they come out here and do the curling, I mean, that's interesting, but they usually use that special texture. Have you ever been to like the curling club where I don't know how they do it, but they have like a little beaded texture to real true curling ice, and I'm sure they can't do that out here unless they come out with a special hose and spray it or something, but it's a totally different texture. But I mean, I'm sure it'd still be fun, but it's probably not exactly, wouldn't act the same as real curling ice.
Maybe it's a training or something.
Right. I wonder if they could do that. I wonder if they come out here and spray it down and get the right texture on here. Because it's really specialized deal.
Attachment to the ammonia.
Maybe, like a little sprinkler or something. I don't know. So we'll start back off here. Hornets a man short, Hatch and Mason out there for the Hornets forwards, and Martin and Saprell on D. And trying to flip it out of the zone is Martin. Just gets it to center. Saprell picks it up there and carries it down into the zone. Hatch forechecking there, and Rogers turns it behind the net. Mason goes and takes that one away and tries to get it out to Hatch, but he was covered. And now Mason gets it back, and they're playing it D to D with Mason back there, and he'll continue to forecheck and just misses. Or just finally get it out to center ice, and they carry it through, but the Hornets take it there and knock it down the ice. Hatch will be the first forechecker down there for the Hornets, and he's with Mason. Mason will not chase, and he'll knock it ahead too far for his man. Suprell gets that and knocks it down into the zone. Hatch steals this one right out front, and takes a shot and just good save. He just was able to tee it up there and just caught the lower part of the blocker pad. So we've got Reiners and Peterson out there now for the Hornets with Suprell and Martin. Martin steals this one in the zone, Rogers zone, and brings his shot in and hits the crossbar. And now Peterson forechecking for it down into Rogers zone. They knock it out, but not all the way down as Aiden Bennett comes back to stop it. And Post comes through the Hornets zone with it. Off of Peterson at center. Knapp is out of the penalty box now. And Hornets are full strength, so this puck comes back to Post center ice, and Hornets check out as now Ben's down to forecheck for that. And it comes back to Post at center. His shot hits traffic, and now he brings it down to Benz. And Benz has it in the corner. He finds Reiners coming up high, and his shot is deflected out of play. And we'll have a face-off right there in the Rogers zone. So face-off comes back to Benz. His shot right on, held and saved, and we'll bring it out for another face-off here. Peterson under center, got Steckman and Post out there at D. Face-off comes to the corner where Ben's battling there against Rogers player for it, and gets the puck and comes back to the corner. He goes behind the net to Peterson. Peterson goes back to Steckman at the point. Steckman brings it over to Benz in the high circle area, and we've got a delayed penalty on Rogers, cross check, and he will take a seat. So we'll have a 2-minute advantage here for the Hornets.
Tough to get a penalty here for a short bench.
Yeah. And face off, Benz brings it back to Reiners at the point. He brings it over to Benz. He just mishandles it there, but still has it. Brings it back to Steckman. Steckman skates into the high slot area, just misses wide. Rebound comes back to Reiners, who brings it over to Benz, and now he skates it in, and has Post right on the post, and just missed the banging that one in. So Post comes to the other side. Now Steckman carries it down low, and looking for a Hornet there. He kicks it up to his player Peterson, and Peterson to Benz in the other corner. Back to Peterson now behind the net, and brings it back to Steckman, who brings it over to Benz, who knocks it just in. And there's a goal by Reiners. It came down to Benz, Peterson out to Reiners, and in the net. 11:22 left in the period here. That was a goal with man advantage, power play goal. And they should be bringing their guy. Yeah, here they come. Now they're full strength again. So face off at center ice, and Swaim forechecking through center on that, knocks it into the Rogers zone. Now Boss down there bothering him for it, and gets it down below the net where Swaim is there, and Boss still battling for it. They're turning for it there, and they turn it up out of the zone, but Steckman has it now at center ice. He plays it up to Swaim, who's coming out of the zone, and knocked out to center again. Now back in the Rogers zone where Willie is forechecking for it. And the Rogers player goes down, spins, and the puck goes to the corner. Now this poke loose by Boss, and he skates behind the net. and now comes to the far corner with it, the near corner, and pokes loose where Rogers carries it behind the net. Now Swain bothers him behind the net, and it's a foot battle along the boards. Rogers comes out with that, and they just flip it softly out to center ice where Steckman brings it through to post and back into the zone. Boss will be the first one to get that, and that comes off his stick. And Steckman brings it in, but now poked away by a Rogers player. Comes out to center where Colby gets it first. And Colby back to Steckman, who skates it over the red line and carries it into the zone. Goes behind the net with it, and now brings it by the circle where his shot hits traffic. And Rogers controls this and just shoots it all the way down the ice. Bennett comes out of the net to stop that, and he brings it up the ice to Willie, and Willie brings it to Mason, back to Willie. And oh my, that was a big collision there. And got the goal. Mason, Willie to Mason, back to Willie, and in the net. And really nice looking play there. 9:42 here left in the second. 7-0 Hornets. We've got Hatch, Pupkov, and Mason out there with Thomas Knapp and Drew Colby. Face-off brought back to the D, and now Hatch forechecks that away. Brings it right up front. Just missing Pupkov in front, and he's tied up there. And now this puck comes out through center. And Rogers has it for a moment, but Knapp steals it away, and now back through center. Mason picks up the loose puck there and carries it across. He has Hatch with him. Carries it out, and oh, nice stop by the goalie there. It's just a bang-bang play, but held in by the goalie. This comes out to center now where loose puck, but won by Thomas Knapp. And now we got Pupkov with it at center. Just a three Rogers guys around him, and he gets it over to Knapp, who passes it up to Hatch. And now Hatch carrying it up high through the slot. He gives it off to Mason. Back to Colby, brings it right on center, and now knocked behind the net by the goalie. And in doing so, he knocked his net off of the proper positioning of the net, the home position. So we stop the play. And we'll have a face-off there in the zone. Benz, Peterson, and Reiners with Martin and Saprel. Face-off comes back to Benz. Oh, his pass just kind of missed it, coming back to Saprel, but he steals it back at center ice, and now his puck comes down into the zone. And turning with it is the Rogers player. He brings it out to center ice and knocks it deep into the zone. And now Martin controls it behind the net. He brings it up to Reiners, and Reiners pokes it ahead to Benz. Benz wins the race for it there. And oh, his shot just goes just over the net. He had a clean breakaway there, and just the goalie went down. He went over his shoulder, but over the net. So now Peterson wins the battle for it along the boards and gets it to Reiners. Reiners shot on and held by the goalie there. We'll have a face-off in the Rogers zone. And so face-off brought back to Martin by James Boss, and now Willie controls it in the corner. Willie over to Swain, who turns with it and brings it out to Martin. Martin got a clean shot right in front. Good shot, but blocker pad knocked away by the Rogers goalie, and he's really making a lot of saves out there today. Getting a lot of action. Face-off Boss to Willie over to Saprel. Saprel's shot hits traffic and controlled out by the Rogers back through center, and now tipped away momentarily, and now it's loose at center ice. So who wants the puck? I guess it's Rogers, and they take it in and try to come around the Hornet player. And now Saprel's carrying that out of the zone. Has Swaim out wide, but he'll turn and bring it in deeper. And now he's just looking, and he's got Martin who hits him at the point. He brings it over to Willie on the other side. Willie skates it up and shoots it into traffic. Deflected behind the net, and now Boss controls it in the high circle. Boss brings it up to Swaim. He's knocked off the puck there and comes to the side. And now it comes back to Saprell. Saprell finds Boss just along the side of the net, but that comes off his stick. Now Swaim picks up the loose puck, turns. His shot hits traffic. He brings it back in along the boards, and looks like there was I don't know what happened, but there was a little bit of a behind the play altercation. Looks like we'll have some coincidental minors as so we're waiting to put the time up here because I saw him indicate 3 different penalties. I don't know what the deal is, but they're 5-on-5 hockey here. So it comes out to Steckman, and that comes through the zone, but now the guy's carrying it out of the zone and through center ice, where he's stopped by Hatch, and puck comes loose and now stopped and held.
We'll get a trip.
.6:31 here left in the second. 7-0 Hornets. Faceoff comes back to Post. He just skates it out of the zone, and now through center, and now they bring it up along the boards. Oh, they just missed. And now that shot comes on and shot to the corner, and now Hatch brings it down through the corner and brings it out to Pupkoff, and his shot just misses high. And now back to Post. That goes off traffic and over the net. And Mason now controls it. He brings it to Pupkoff. He gets it out to Hatch. Good shot, and gloved and held by the goalie there. Nice glove save on as he had to get across his crease quickly.
That was a really good play.
Yeah, that was good play. So it comes back to Pupkoff, shot on by Steckman, and comes to the boards, back to Post. That shot hits traffic and goes to the corner. Pupkoff now battling for it there, and two Rogers players. Mason comes out with it, and he comes around the side of the net. Oh, he goes across through the crease to Pupkoff, and this comes back out to Post, and his shot just goes right through everybody and into the back of the net. I don't see how the goalie could have even seen that one, but that stayed on the ground and that made its way through. 5:26 left here in the second, and it's 8-0 Hornets. And the line of Peterson, Reiners, and Benz comes out, and Knapp and Colby at D. Face off, Peterson brings it back to Knapp, who skates it up across the red line, and now poked into the Hornets, or to the Rogers zone. They pass it up through center, and now try to drive it past Colby, but he knocks through it there. And now the Hornets control a puck behind the net. It's Knapp there, turning with it, and knocked away by Rogers, and they try to bring it out front, but tipped away again by Knapp, and now it's carried out of the zone and through center ice. Now it comes out to the Hornets at center. Benz brings it over to Colby, and Colby now brings it back to Knapp. Knapp turning with it behind his own net, has Reiners on the wing, but he's going to carry it out. And the Rogers player gets trucked there by Knapp, and Reiners carries the puck right in. And Oh, I thought it might have gone in, but it was. Oh, it's in. The puck's in the net.
It's in.
But they blew it dead. I think that was a little bit of a mercy whistle on that one. But the Rogers player accidentally tipped it, I think, through the crease there, and it might have been knocked into the net by the goalie. But they're not gonna count that stuff here. So Ben's under center, brings the puck back to Colby, and Colby brings it down to the corner to Peterson. Peterson now behind the net, but Benz carries it out. Benz to Reiner's right and top, and his shot off the goalie, nice save and over the net. Brings it out to Colby, and Colby's shot hits traffic, and now Benz has it again in the far corner. And Ben's passing it through, hits traffic and gets to Colby. Now over to Peterson behind the net. Reiners grabs it there, and now the Rogers player turning with it, and they turn to get it out of the zone, but bothered there by Peterson and Reiners. They finally flick it up high and get it out. Colby brings it back to Knapp, and Knapp carries it up and flips it down in to the zone, comes back to Knapp again, and he just fires it deep behind the net. So Rogers back to pick that up. Peterson steals it away there, and Peterson finds Saprell, and his shot goes off of Rogers' stick and out of play. So Boss, Willie, and Swaim out there with Saprell and Martin. Comes back to Saprell at the point. He finds Swaim down in the corner. Swaim brings it, nicely right up to Boss, and his quick shot goes just wide of the net. Swaim now brings it out to Saprell. He has to knock it in quickly, and now carried out by Rogers, and Rogers carrying it up through center ice. Does he have one more move? Nope, and he turns and shoots. And now Van turns against the boards in the Hornets' end, trying to get it out back in the zone. And now now Boss carries it behind the net and up to Willie. The shot comes through from the Rogers player just wide of the Hornets, and now flicked out to Swaim, who's waiting just outside the zone. And now and carried through offside, so
It is a little bit deceiving with the double
it's
line.
2:26 left here in the second. You know, you really think an offsides call is going to make or break this. This is you're not watching. Anyway, the Rogers carries it up through center and gets it into the Hornets zone. Saprell takes it away there, gates it behind the net, and brings it out of the zone. And this comes back out through center, where Rogers picks it up there and taken away by Willie. And Rogers picks up that loose puck, but bothered off of it there, and now knocked to the boards. Rogers knocks it down to the corner, and his shot just goes up into the side of the net, where it's frozen by Bennett, and will face it off in the Hornet zone.
No pressure, Wilson.
So face-off comes back to Rogers' player. His shot is blocked and comes to Saprell. Now up to Pupkoff, who carries it through center and into the zone. He finds Mason. Oh, and Mason makes a move and just backhands it high and just wide of the net. And Rogers tries to ice the puck, but Bennett comes back out to stop that. And his shot comes out to a Rogers player, where Saprell takes it away, and now Saprell up to Mason. Mason has Hatch streaking with him. The shot comes off the goalie and into the corner. Hatch circling with it, drops it for Martin, who brings it over to Saprell. That shot hits the boot, and trying to swing at it is Pupkoff. The flying puck, And now carried through the center by Rogers and into the Hornets zone, where Martin back to get it. And Martin turning with it there and finding some space. And nope, his shot, it's taken away. And just almost had a chance there in front, but held off by Martin and Saprell. Now circling with it and takes a shot and held and frozen by Bennett. 36 seconds left in the second here. We'll go to a face-off to Bennett's left. And Mason, Hatch, and Pupkoff are out there with Steckman and Post. Steckman carries the face-off behind the net and out of the zone, where Pupkoff now carries it through center. He makes a nice move with it, gets it to the goal mouth, and his shot goes off the goalie and into the netting. With 20 seconds left here, we'll have a face-off in the Rogers end. Face-off Mason, he brings it back where Pupkoff gets to it, and he knocks it to Steckman, who gets it to the corner. Hatch now controlling it there. He pinches off his man, and now he gets it over to Mason. Mason blocked off the puck, but still had it. Nope. And now he's moving behind. And that's the end of the period. So we'll go to a third period here in a minute. And eight to nothing Hornets have running time, unless it's less than a 6-goal deficit. Looks like our timekeeper for today is that Sarah? Is that Sarah Knapp, or is that, I think it might be. And the scorekeeper is Doug Bennett. Can you tell me who that is? Can you zoom in? No. Okay. How many of the moms got those JGA pom-pom hats? Well, no, Sarah's right here, so it's not Sarah. It might be Cindy Reiners. I think it is. You know, with the mask on and everything, it's really hard to tell. Might be Cindy.
Just log into your account.
Yeah. Okay.
Just click on there.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Constantine. I'll try that. All right. So Peterson out under center with, he's got Benz and Reiners with him. This puck comes back to the Rogers defense and out, but not out. And now the forechecking Hornets steal it away, and Benz will carry it to the corner. He gets it out. Oop, just misses Peterson there. And now Benz gets it back, and he will circle with it and turn back and get it back down to the corner, where Peterson gets it and brings it behind the net to Reiners. Reiners over to Benz behind the net, and Benz over to Peterson in the corner. Back to Benz. He skates it around to the far corner and now puts it behind the net, where Peterson doesn't quite get to it first, and a Rogers player knocks it to the point. Steckman skates that in. Reiner's covering from him at the point, gets the puck, and that shot in goes to the steered to the corner by the goalie. Now Peterson turning with it, and that's knocked to the corner by Reiners. And back in the corner, battling for it is Peterson and Benz. And Reiners pokes that away now, and they'll carry it out of the zone and across the red line and into the Hornets zone. And now Ben steals that at center, but we missed Peterson coming out of the zone, and now we turn it back in where Steckman carries it And his pass up to Benz, carried behind the net, and now Peterson has it. Oh, now stolen by the Rogers player, and now comes out to the point, and gloved and held by Bennett. So 13-15 and counting here in the third period. And we got Swain, Boss, and Willie out there now with Steckman and Post still at D. Faceoff comes back to Post, tries to bring it up to Swain. That's picked off by Rogers and brought out to their point. And that brought in and gloved by Bennett again, and now we'll face it off at the same spot. And face-off comes to Steckman, and he knocks it to the corner and brings it up the boards to Swain. Pinching there was the D, and comes out of the zone. Boss picks that up and gets it over to Willie. Willie back through center to Post, and his tip goes just wide of the net, and now brought back right onto the net and held by the goaltender there. We'll have a face-off to his right. So Boss under center knocks it to the corner. Rogers player stops and turns with it there behind the net, and still skating with it, skates it, turns with it, and finds it rink man wide, and he's turning with it, and that's taken away by Swain, and Swain skates it up out of the zone. Swain skates right by his defender there and turns it in on the net, and breaks but doesn't get it on the short side. Now passes it out. Willie's shot goes off the blocker pad and over the net, and now it's behind the net where Willie battles for it. Now Swain and Boss now both getting in on it too. Swain comes to the corner with that. He brings it out to center for Boss, but that's tipped away. Comes out to Steckman. His shot goes off the goalie and into the corner, and now they tip it past him and out of the zone, where they carry it down, and Post is bothering him for it there. Bennett blocks the shot as Post was bothering him, and now the shot comes out and loose to a Rogers player. His shot goes high over the net, and still in the Hornet zone here with Popkov now bringing it out. I'm sorry, not out. He's got it just short of out of the zone, and Hornet players battling to get it there. Now Steckman brings it out. Steckman finds Hatch on the boards and goes past him and through the zone, and now back out to center. And that shot is blocked by the Rogers player by Post. And Mason skates out with it. He gets it up to Popkov, who knocks it ahead, and he turns with it. Oh, and he has Hatch with him, and just didn't quite get see the pass coming. So now Mason bothering the Rogers player, and that comes out to Colby, and just overskates that one. Now carried out through center by Rogers, and on Thomas Knapp, he tips it down to the corner in the Hornets' end, and Knapp battling for it there. Peterson comes with it, and now Mason picks it up and carries it through center. Mason gets around his man as a clean break on the goalie and brings it around him to his right and scores. Very nice play by Mason, getting through the defender there, and then making a great move on the goalie to get it around him onto the backhand side and over his leg. 9-0 Hornets. There's 9:25 and counting here in the third period. Peterson, Benz, and Reiners out there, and puck comes to Reiners, who shoots it in, but not all the way in through the Rogers zone. And now it's Peterson who gets it, tried to get it over to Reiners. He spins and turns, shoots with it. It goes to the corner where Benz knocks it deeper, where he's got Peterson. Peterson trying to bring it behind the net to Benz. And Benz now steals it from a Rogers player there, brings it out to the point where Knapp shoots it right, just right of the net, or might have gone off traffic. Peterson controlling the puck in the corner, and now poked into the corner by the Rogers player coming out. And Reiners back checking to get it there. Brings it up to Benz. His shot comes right on and drops, but the goalie finally covers that up. 8:31 and counting here. And face off, Benz under center. Rogers changing up people. Benz brings it back, but too far for Colby. That'll come out of the zone. And Colby comes back, brings it D to Knapp. They're all the way back in the Hornets end now. Knapp behind the net, and his shot bounces high and too much over Colby's stick, and now behind the Hornets net. And now Benz carries it out on a nifty pass by Reiners. Ben's making a move in and brings it out front for Reiners, but man was tied up by the defense there, and now carried out by Rogers through center and into the Hornets end where Reiners picks it up. He stops behind the net and now skates it out. He brings it to Benz, who tips it over to Peterson. They carry it into the zone, and now Peterson drops it for Benz. His shot just wide, or maybe off the glove, and now Saprell has it at the point. Saprell back to Knapp. Knapp brings it in, fires, steered to the corner by the goalie, and now Peterson picks it up there, and they bang it off the boards, but Reiners is there at the point to hold it in. Peterson skating it in toward the net, but turns back, and now brings it back to Knapp on the boards, and now back to Peterson. Peterson flips it over to Reiners, and now back to Saprell. Saprell looking for the shot. His shot off in traffic and comes to Rogers' player, who turns with it, skates it out of the net, or trying to skate it out of the zone, but stopped just short. Pass by, very nice pass by Reiners out to Peterson right out front, and his shot is held and frozen by the goalie. So they're shifting up the forward line here with Boss, Swaim, and Willie coming out, and Saprell and Knapp on D. And face-off comes back to Willie, then to Saprell. He just knocks it to the corner there, and then back to Boss. He cycles it. Swaim cycles it to Boss. Now Swaim brings it around behind the net, and skating and turning with it, shoots it high over the net. Rebound comes back to Saprell, and Saprell will turn it behind the net, and he'll get it poked away in the far corner, and knock it to the ice. And now Boss helping him, and now it comes out to Swaim, who knocks it down to the corner, and then back to the other corner to Boss. Then this just flicked high and out of the zone by Rogers, and it would have been icing, but they waved it off, and now Knapp turns with it behind the net, brings it to Saprell, and Saprell up along the boards with two Rogers players to bother it there, trying to get it out. Now gets it to Boss, who brings it up to Swaim and through center ice. Swaim now brings it back to Boss. That's tipped to the corner by Rogers defender, and Swaim and Boss and three Rogers players there battling for the puck. It comes loose and now goes behind the net, and Rogers carries it out, but Willie steals it there, and now Willie skates it behind the net and looking for a teammate. He finds Swaim, and Swaim stick handles and shoots with it. Low hard shot and held by the Rogers goalie. Will face it off with 4:47 and ticking. 9-0 Hornets here in the third period. And Hornets changing up their forward line with Mason, Hatch, and Knapp moves up to forward as Post comes in to cover the D. Now back to Martin, and that shot comes in off of Knapp and into the corner. And Knapp turning with it there, and now Mason tips it to him. And now skated out by Rogers, but stopped there on the boards. And now he's turning with it and knocked off the puck by Knapp, and Mason and Knapp working it in the corner there. This puck comes along the boards, and now Rogers skates it out. And Rogers bothered by Martin and finally knocked off of the puck, but second Rogers player picks it up and now goes to the corner where man's knocked down, and now a puck comes loose, and delayed penalty on the Hornets there. So Hornets will go a man short here. 3:27 running on the clock now. And so we'll have Hatch hooked off Post and Martin out there for the Hornets. And face-off comes back, and a shot goes wide of the net. And knocked out and carried out by Hatch. Oh, nope, didn't quite get it out. Oh, he did. And it comes out of the zone, so we'll have a face-off there. And Rogers player knocked onto the Hornets bench. And now shot comes up into Post, and he comes around and now back through center ice, and Rogers controls it there, trying to skate it out and doesn't quite get it. Now he finally gets it through the blue line and back deep into the Hornets' end. Controlled now by Post, who carries it out. He'll just shoot it down the length of the ice. 2:11 to go in the game, 101 in the penalty. And Rogers carries it behind their net and does a breakout pass up through center, and stopped there by Martin. And now controlled by Benz at center ice. He'll skate it up. And try to pass it through to Reiners, just missed him. And now Rogers will carry it up through center. And Steckman covering him there. Now this pass comes through center into Benz. Benz saucers it up to Reiners. He carries it through center ice. One man to beat there and just knocked off the puck. He'll turn with it. And Rogers knocks it out to center, where Post brings it over to Steckman, D to D. And back up the boards to Benz, and Benz will just flip it into the zone. Reiners will be the first one there for the Hornets as Rogers skates the puck out, and now coming up through center ice, and no one really grabbing at the puck. Oh, there's a penalty. Yeah, we have a delayed penalty on the Hornets here, and an outstretched stick of Steckman, the player fell over that, so Steckman will go for the remainder of the game as the Hornets' first penalty had expired. 43 seconds on the clock, and so the Hornets will remain a man short here. And face-off comes through center and controlled by Knapp. Knapp passes it out of the zone and comes out to center. And now comes up to where Benz takes the puck, and he'll carry it back into the Hornet zone. Pass it over to Peterson, who finds Knapp. Knapp now skating it up, makes a move. And good play. And shoots it back for the rebound. Nice move. And Benz will skate back through center with it, 3-2-1. And time is out.